Buck moon. July supermoon appears brighter than usual in the sky. The moon has left people gazing up at the sky after appearing brighter and larger than usual on Monday evening. July supermoon is appearing full for up to 3 days, according to NASA. Known as a buck moon, it is closer than normal in its orbit around the Earth. This is because the moon's orbit is not a perfect circle due to the Earth's gravitational pull. Instead, it is elliptical, like an elongated circle or oval. Because of this, there are times in the moon's 27.32-day orbit when it is closer to the Earth and other times when it is further away. A supermoon happens when the moon is at the closest point to Earth in its orbit and also in its full moon phase. The full moon in July was given the Native American name of buck moon because the antlers of male deer are in full growth mode in July, according to the Royal Observatory. Bucks shed and regrow their antlers. The moon reached peak illumination at 12:39 British Summer Time, 7:39 Eastern Time, on Monday, according to the Old Farmer's Almanac. The almanac, which has published astronomical data for centuries, said the buck moon would orbit closer to the Earth than full moons we have already had this year. August's full moon will be the only supermoon closer to the Earth this year, the publication said. Here are some pictures of the buck moon from around the world on Sunday and Monday. Ukraine war. Major Moscow airport flights disrupted by drone attack. Ukraine has launched a drone attack on Moscow, the Russian Defense Ministry says, forcing flights to be diverted from Vnukovo International Airport. 5 drones were reportedly used in Tuesday's attack, which also targeted locations in the wider region around the capital. The Defense Ministry said all the drones were shot down and there were no casualties or damage. Ukraine has not claimed responsibility for the alleged attack. Restrictions at Vnukovo Airport, one of Moscow's 3 international airports, have now been lifted. Flights from Turkey, the United Arab Emirates and Egypt were among those affected. According to the Defense Ministry, 4 of the drones flying in the Moscow region were shot down by air defense systems. A 5th was intercepted electronically before crashing. An attempt by the Kyiv regime to attack a zone where civil infrastructure is located, including an airport that receives international flights, is a new terrorist act, Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said on Telegram. Russian state media said one of the drones crashed in the town of Kubinka, which is roughly 36 kilometers, 22 miles, from Vnukovo Airport in the southwest of the city. Another was reportedly shot down near the village of Valuvo, also near the airport. The BBC is trying to verify this information independently. This is not the first drone attack to target Moscow. In May, Russia's defense ministry said at least 8 drones caused minor damage. It was the first time the city had been targeted by multiple drones since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022 and came after Moscow blamed Kyiv for a drone attack on the Kremlin. Ukraine denied responsibility for both incidents. Tuesday's drone attack comes after Ukraine launched its counter-offensive against Russia. This has not yet achieved the sort of speed and momentum some had hoped for, including Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who previously acknowledged progress was slow. Meanwhile, the death toll from a Russian drone attack on the northern Ukrainian city of Sumy on Monday has risen to 3, according to the local mayor. Several other people were injured. Fukushima nuclear disaster. UN watchdog approves plan for water release. A UN watchdog has said that Japan's plan to release wastewater from the tsunami-wrecked Fukushima nuclear plant into the sea complies with international standards. The International Atomic Energy Agency says the release will have a negligible impact on the environment. The findings come as Tokyo's plan is opposed by Beijing and Seoul. The Fukushima facility is running out of storage space for the water, which was used to cool nuclear reactors. Japan has not announced a schedule for the release and the plan still needs final approval from a regulator. In 2011, a tsunami triggered by a magnitude 9.0 earthquake flooded 3 reactors of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. It is regarded as the world's worst nuclear disaster since Chernobyl. More than 150,000 people were evacuated from an exclusion zone around the plant, which remains in place. The cleanup has cost the Japanese government trillions of yen and could last for 40 years. Decommissioning of the plant has also started, but the process could take decades. Fukushima disaster. What happened at the nuclear plant? IAEA Chief Rafael Grossi was in Japan on Tuesday to meet Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and deliver the results of the UN body's 2-year safety review on Fukushima. In May, the agency said that national nuclear regulator Tokyo Electric Power, TEPCO, had shown its ability to make accurate and precise measurements of the amount of radiation present in the treated water. A final approval from TEPCO could come as early as this week. The plant produces 100 cubic meters of wastewater daily. Tanks on site can hold 1.3 million cubic meters. Most radioactive elements have been filtered from the water, except for tritium, an isotope of hydrogen that is difficult to separate from water. Tokyo has said the water that will be released into the Pacific Ocean, which has been treated with seawater, has tritium levels well below internationally approved levels. Nuclear power plants around the world regularly release wastewater with tritium levels above that of the treated water from Fukushima. However, China has strongly criticized Japan's plan and on Monday warned the IAEA against endorsing it. South Koreans, on the other hand, have stocked up on sea salt ahead of the water's release, amid food safety fears. Fishing communities in Fukushima are also worried customers will shun their catches, despite strict testing protocols for food from the region.